Alright, guys, so let's talk about Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1. So, I'm going to come right off the bat and say that I don't consider this to be one of the stronger Stranger Things seasons. I still enjoyed it. Stranger Things is pretty consistently enjoyable, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best seasons. Right off the bat, the first thing that I don't like about it actually has nothing to do with the actual content of it. It's the way it was released. I didn't like how they're splitting it up, and I think there's a way they could have split it up that would have left me feeling more satisfied. At least in this case, I don't like how they're splitting it up because they said they were doing it in 2 volumes, but it's actually dropping 7 episodes and then 2 episodes. I wish it could have been a little bit more evenly split, And there were longer episodes, so that's kind of nice. So, it's effectively 2 seasons worth of material. Sorry, I just staggered. But yeah, it's effectively 2 seasons worth of material, but it's just like double length episodes. And yeah, the whole 2 volume thing they're doing, I think the main reason they're doing that is money. Yeah, money. But anyway, now for the actual content. I'll say one thing that's pretty consistent about the Stranger Things. Really, I think consistent is probably the worst word I could have used in this case, but I like how every season kind of has its own tone, and that's, no exception with this. I really like how it's, split up basically between 3 different locations. We weren't all in Hawkins the whole time. I really liked Hawkins. I remember in Season 2 when they, can't remember what the other city it was they went to, but they did, for a minute, go to another city, and that was kind of the Black Sheep episode. It wasn't done as effectively there as it was in this, So yeah, I like the multi-location direction that they went with it. I liked how it wasn't really set around like a season or a holiday, because I feel like all the previous episodes that it has kind of a holiday theme to them, whereas this, like, I couldn't pick up. I think it was set I guess at the start of the school year is what it kind of felt like, but I couldn't really pick up a definitive what time of the year it was taking place. So I kind of feel like that was a nice thing. I guess the tone of it is ironically that it doesn't really have a tone, and I kind of feel like that kind of in a weird way set it apart in a good way. But yeah, so probably one of the bigger struggles though of this is I feel like there's just way too many characters, because I've noticed that Stranger Things season to season has a trend of introducing a lot of new characters while not cycling out that many characters. And I kind of feel like Season 4 is just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. I kind of feel like at this point there is officially a clusterfuck of characters in Stranger Things. I remember, previously it seemed like, Mike was like the main character of Stranger Things, and I didn't really feel like he was quite the main character this time around. It's much more of a ensemble cast, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. It's just at this point it's a clusterfuck. And probably the worst thing in my opinion was the Vecna. It's not horrible. I don't hate Vecna, I guess is what we're calling him. But easily, as far as the monster villains go, easily my least favorite monster villain. So, I do applaud them for trying to do something different with him. It's compared to all the others, we know a lot more about the Vecna. He has a backstory, he has a motivation. he has more personality than all the other monster villains. But I mean, this is not really what I look for in a monster villain. I like how the others, they're a lot more mysterious. And I kind of like that direction better. And I hate the design for him. Sorry, I just don't really care for the more humanoid look. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts for Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1. Hopefully these last 2 episodes that are going to be released in July will kind of make it a little bit better for me. But yeah, not overly thrilled with what we have so far. One other thing I wanted to talk about, though, that just kind of came to mind. I think it's kind of cool about how, I feel like every season, my favorite character changes. That's another strength that I feel with Stranger Things. I may have said that it has a clusterfuck of characters, but I feel like, having a new favorite character with each season is definitely kind of a strength because, they're not throwing all their eggs in one basket as far as characters go, if that makes sense. And in this case, my favorite character was Robin. I think she's a good character just as is, but I'd also describe her as a good chemistry character in the sense that, regardless of what character you pair her off with, she seems to, make all the other characters a lot more interesting when she's there. I don't know if anybody else kind of gets that vibe from her. Yeah, good writing for her, good acting on the actress's part. I can't remember what her name is. Ironically, I looked it up as before I started doing this. But yeah, Robin's awesome in this season for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on Stranger Things Season 4. Now, if I was to rank it, I'm going to kind of go actually out of order in my rank because I just think it's going to be easier for me to explain why I feel things about this. But I'd say that Season 1 sets the standard for Stranger Things. I mean, no surprise there. It's the first season. If you didn't like the first season of Stranger Things, no point in continuing watching it. If you do enjoy it, definitely need to continue watching it, But I would say Stranger Things 3 stepped above that standard. So that's my favorite Stranger Things season, Kind of felt like, it approached the different tone direction really effectively, It was set in the summertime, a lot more brighter than, even at this point, all the other Stranger Things seasons. I really like the role that the Russians played in it because, the Russians had always had a presence, but, this one, the Russian side of it played a much bigger role. I rather like that, human villains had a bigger role in it this time. And then for the bottom, I mean, Season 2 and Season 4 right now are pretty much tied. Season 2, I kind of felt like they weren't entirely sure what direction to take it. So that's, I kind of feel like, is its biggest weakness, but I mean, it still had a good tone to it. Season 4, as kind of a, in my opinion, lackluster monster villain and a clusterfuck of characters. But yeah, what do you think about Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1? Let me know.